This is Theodore at Lies of the Devil. Go to liesofthedevil.com. We're at the front line in a spiritual warfare to expose satanic propaganda and entertainment, to teach parents what's going on in the world, and to expose evil and liars and false prophets. You know, the ecumenical church movement, this massive New Age ecumenical church movement, they are out to destroy the gospel of Jesus Christ, the true gospel. They will teach 90% truth, 10% lie. Whatever, you know, it's so bad, and we need to always go back to the Bible for the final authority in everything. Even what I'm teaching you guys here in these documentaries, go back to the Bible and make sure I'm 100%. I'm teaching the best I can to you guys. Now, I want to talk about Hollywood movie magic, and magicians started the movie industry. Magicians are the ones that started theaters. They would pack people. I'll show you the historicity of it. It's not like I'm making this up. They actually have drawings, promotion flyers that they've collected throughout the years of actual magicians and what they used to do. And so I want to open this up with the Bible, okay? And you know, I just pray that God gives me the right words to speak, okay? Let's open this up right here. Where's this at here? Where am I at? Oh. Okay. 1 John chapter 4. Try the spirits. We are in a spiritual world. The government, the CIA admits that we're in a spiritual world, that the physical and spiritual world are one. You know, everywhere you go, these magicians, they believe in a spiritual world. They tap into the spiritual world. They tap into sciences. Okay? And when you're speaking to Jesus Christ, or you're wanting to speak to God, you need to try the spirits. You need to know for sure. This isn't like, hey, God, you know, help, you know, if this is really you, somebody will knock on my door in 5 minutes. And then you wait to see if someone knocks on the door in 5 minutes. That's not talking to God, okay? Talking to God is through his word here and praying to him appropriately. You know, you're not supposed to invoke spirits at all. You don't do that. You're not supposed to test God. You just pray to him and let him know that you want to know the truth, and God will show you the truth little by little. He'll speak to you clearly, okay? Chapter 4. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into this world. Hereby know ye the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesseth that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is of God. Now, lots of people will confess that Lord Jesus Christ came as God. They'll confess it, but do they actually teach the real Jesus Christ? That's key. Now, I'm just going to show you this. These are drawings of people that saw the magicians carrying out these theatrical type movie scenarios to fool people. They would pack people into. Well, first of all, what they would do is they would take a lamp, they would light a fire, and then blast the light through a tube, and then etch on glass demons, and then they would project the demons on the wall. That was that was kind of like, that was because see, they know science. They want to believe in science. They use science and engineering to fool people. Okay, and we're going to get into Disney and the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and just look how beautiful it is. So they like to play tricks with your mind, but here's the kicker. It ties into demonology, and we will get into that. So that's just one. Here we go, where they're actually projecting it on a screen. Spirits, they would fill in a room. They would fill a room in full of people, you know, like take, 10 cents to watch demons, manifested demons or whatever. And people are so curious. They just like sick things, and so they wanted to see it. They have a curiosity, their vain imaginations. They have a curiosity that they can't, that they have to fill. They have to quench their need for demonology and bloodlust and stuff. And here's another one. This is another drawing of a magician and using fire and nature to project images and just, fool people. So that's that. I mean, it doesn't get any more. That's what these people have been doing. And that's the late 1600s. That's 1660s, all the way up to the late 1800s before Hollywood was developed. And actually go to don'tletthemburn.com, go liesofthedevil.com, go to don'tletthemburn.com and look up satanic propaganda and entertainment. We go into more depth as to Hollywood, it's like a broomstick, a witch's broomstick, Hollywood. And they took it from the holly tree, I believe is what and this whole thing is nuts. Okay, so That's the first instance. That's just the nugget that will blow up everything else that I'm about to talk about. Now, you have to understand, these people will lie to you. They love lying. They're actors. They're actors. Magicians are actors. Ooh, what if I'm going to show you a trick that will... Ooh, look at that flower. Now look at this flower, how beautiful the petals are. And, oh, what's that? Ooh, it's a bunny. You know, and they're all actors, and they love playing with people visually. Now, I'm going to show you a clip from the Shack documentary that we made. Let's see if I can find it here. I've had people tell me that they've watched it 4 times over. Steve, who's a big supporter of the ministry, watched it 4 times over because there's so much information packed into this. And it ties, all the documentaries we do, it all ties in together. You can go online to liesofthedevil.com, buy the Shack for $12. You can buy it bulk if you want, you know, at a cheaper rate, cheaper price. And this is going to help support the ministry, okay? Help us make more DVDs to hand them out for free on the street corners as we go evangelize. And the Shack, Paul Young, the author, he's a hardcore psychopath liar that admits to you that he's an actor, okay? Now, we're going to get right into that here. And this is in the free documentary that's online.
And maintain the facade. If I'm in a room like this and one person comes in from one part of my world and another person from this part of my world, you know, and I'm a Christian and I can't kill them, and what do? You have to spin the stories when the stories show up, because lying is what keeps everything, and you're constantly spinning these stories and trying to keep track of what you said to who, when you said it, and it's all these little pieces of you that are all broken up.
You know, a facade, they use it in movies to kind of fake that there's a real building there, but it's a 1/4-inch piece of plywood. But the thing about a facade is you can paint it as fast as you can pick up people's expectations. And so I became a different thing in every different situation. It didn't protect me from the secrets. The facade was my presentation to the world, and I was a different thing depending on what audience was in front of me.
My wife brought this to my attention. Sometimes I speak so fast. I'm trying to learn how to do this, to speak slower, but I speak so fast because my mind is like, it's way ahead of me as I'm trying to catch up. I didn't mean to say don't test God. I meant don't tempt God. Okay. Big difference. So Paul Young, go look at the Shack documentary that we just did. It's the first documentary we put out. And you know, he basically, in his own words, he did a presentation at a church, and then and he was like talking about how, you know, he wants to please Papa, who's a asexual god from the Kabbalah. He wants to please Papa, and that he's broken down, and he's trying to hold all of his secrets in, and he's just crying and being so, you know. And then 10 years later, he's on Trinity Broadcasting Network, which teaches heresy as well. He has his special there, and he's saying word for word 10 years ago. They memorize their act like politicians. They'll memorize their lines over and over and over again, and they become this actor. And it's all for filthy lucre's sake. So right here, I'm going to read to you guys that all of these things, and again, when you go to movies, people they're starting to figure this out. When you go into movies, you'll start to see the same themes. It's either New Age, Jesus Christ, okay? Other than PureFlix movie. PureFlix does a good job, but it's always New Age Jesus Christ, New Age spiritualism, like the Shack, okay, the Celestine Prophecy, Oprah Winfrey type stuff. It's transhumanism now, which is a big thing, technology and transhumanism, and how they're going to take over society with technology. And but it's those two things that are really big in Hollywood, and those two things mix together. And they say, Watchman Nee says it perfectly here. Satan is exciting all his energies and using all kinds of means to stir up the latent power of the soul, and religionists, mental scientists, and even Christians. Have you noticed that the Christian community is starting to say some really weird things nowadays? It's because Satan has these people in strategic spots. All Freemasons, okay? All kinds of in strategic spots, these Luciferians, to chokehold and funnel content and information flow through these different entities, because people latch onto different personalities, different actors, and to lead them to hell, okay? It's literally a vacuum. Here's the society. Here's people that want to get higher. They want to know Jesus Christ. And instead of these vacuums going up to Jesus Christ and letting them know the awesome knowledge and the mysteries of Jesus Christ. That's why you have this, so that you can do it yourself. You don't have to go through anybody else. But instead, it's backwards, and they're funneling people to hell. Okay? Here is Dr. Ron Rhodes, President, reasoning from the Scriptures Ministries. The paranormal has become the new normal among certain sectors of the religious demographic in America. Okay? I'm going to go back to this clip here where Johnny Depp says that when he gets done making a movie, he doesn't even want to watch himself because he's like a different person. It's not really him on that screen. And in his own words, it's really creepy. And it goes back to, movie magic.
Historically, it's the real deal, And have you seen the movie?
No, I've not.
I'm sorry, you've not seen the movie?
Not just yet.
And you're too busy to see it, probably?
In a way, once my job is done on the film, it's really none of my business.
Really, none of your business.
Yeah.
So you deliberately don't look at the finished product?
Oh, yeah. I stay as far away as I possibly can.
Is that right?
Yeah. If I can, I try to stay in as profound a state of ignorance as possible.
Well, you come to the right place. You're exactly where you need to be. That's interesting. And is it, and forgive me, is it a little insecurity?
Just, I don't like, I don't like watching myself.
Yeah.
I prefer the experience. I mean, making the film is great.
Right.
The process is all fine, but then he's up there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So that speaks to what I was talking about earlier. You, I think, first and foremost, an actor, an artist. So you enjoy that process.
Yeah, I do very much. Yeah,
yeah.
I do.
And what about the kids?
So it's very telling. Again, you need to pay attention to everything. People, when they say things, you need to pay attention. Okay. Johnny Depp doesn't like looking at the person up there. It's a different person. It's like a demon type thing, And so you look at children's videos, you look at anything. Can you find that video game pamphlet? Do you know where that video game pamphlet is? Okay, we made a video called GameStop Evangelism. It's okay, baby. We made a video called GameStop Evangelism where we showed the camera. It was a hat. It was the Eye of Horus. And then we walked out of the store and talked about how it's everywhere. All of this new age. No, baby, it's okay. It's okay. All of this new age stuff is everywhere. It's everywhere. And so it goes back to Johnny Depp, and he plays some pretty dark roles like Edward Scissorhands, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that kind of weird stuff. But so look at the children videos, the Illuminati, and they have like a Tom and Jerry commercial, a Tom and Jerry cartoon where the Hollywood executives, they were putting on a big race and they were filming this race, and Tom and Jerry, like trying to hurt each other or whatever. And the race was getting out of hand, so they called literally their king, the CEO, and it was Satan. And this is a children's cartoon, and parents just they let the television monitor them. Here's the Prestige movie. It was about magicians, and this is the opening scene to Prestige, which basically talks about magic. Okay. And how it's meant to fool people.
Are you watching closely?
Every magic trick consists of 3 parts, or acts. The first part is called the pledge. The magician shows you something ordinary, a deck of cards, a bird, or a man. He shows you this object. Perhaps he asks you to inspect it, to see that it is indeed real. Unordinary, normal. But of course, it probably isn't.
So basically, in the Prestige, what happens, and I'm going to show you another clip here. It's these magicians who are fighting each other. They want, they want the bigger crowd. It's all about money. It's all about money. And Satan knows that if you'll sell your soul out to the devil and it's all about money, he'll use you. And so these people, they're fighting to get the bigger crowd. They want to be the best magician. And so they have they end up going to Nikola Tesla in the movie, who creates a transporter. And the only flaw with this transporter, transporting yourself from different locations, is that it actually creates a clone of you. And that clone, they end up having to kill. Every time they do this magic trick, they actually have to end up killing that clone. And so that they have two of them. They come out as clones. And so one of them can continue to act and continue traveling, while the other clone, they use it for an actual magic trick to kill him. And then they revive themselves. It's really creepy movie. And it's all demonology, and we're going to go into that. I'll show you clips of these people actually speaking to demons. But it's these people, it's everybody thinks that it's a lie. Everybody thinks they're getting fooled. They'll show you this hand. Oh, this is a beautiful magic trick. It's all physical. And they'll make TV shows. They've made TV shows about like how the magicians do this and that and the other. And it's all petty tricks. But in reality, they're talking to the spiritual realm.
Now you're looking for the secret. But you won't find it because, of course, you're not really looking. You don't really want to work it out. You want to be fooled.
You don't really want to work it out. You just want to be fooled. Okay, here's another clip of really this magician talking about, his demon that goes on stage with him to do tricks.
His name is Desmond. And to this day, I don't know exactly what it is. Some people have called it an angel. Some people have called it a spirit. He's a big reason that I'm doing the show tonight. I'm going to introduce America to Desmond.
Be safe out there.
I will. Heidi, his name is Desmond. I know it sounds strange. He's with me here tonight, and I would like to introduce all of you to my spirit energy, Desmond.
All right.
Desmond is going to feed off of our energy. 3, Desmond, give us a sign you're here.
Childhood, I had a supernatural spirit attached to me.
Okay. And it goes back into CIA psychics, the documentary did. I don't have an ad for that. But if you go to liesofthedevil.com, go in the documentary section, or just here on YouTube, go in the investigative documentaries, go all the way to CIA psychics, where I talk about this. The CIA uses people that have remote viewing capabilities, that speak with the supernatural, speak to dead spirits. They use them to develop technology. They use them to develop different businesses. I mean, I don't really know, okay? But they call it Project Stargate. And so even the cops, you go ask a police officer on the street, be like, hey, do they really use supernatural? Do they really use telekinesis and mediums to like solve crimes? And they'll say yes, because they know. Okay. So go look up CIA psychics. All the documentaries I'm doing, they have different themes, but it all ties together. Okay. I want to get into Oasis, Demon Alien Spirits in Space. Should I? No, let's just keep on the theme of movie magic real quick. Okay. Let's just keep on that theme of movie magic. Let me find, here we go. Here's a ride at Disney. This is what it's all optical illusions. It's all visual entertainment. It's all fooling the eye. Okay, watch this. This is the ride at Pirates of the Caribbean in California. It's an amazing ride. It makes you go, wow, you are immersed in this entertaining vortex, and you get fooled for a little while. Oh, if it'll actually play. Hold on here. Let me see if it'll actually play here. Hopefully it does. Yep, it should. This is when they're going down. You know, see, and if you've gone and seen the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, these things are like 3-4 feet tall, these robotics. That ship that we were watching was literally like maybe 10-15 feet long, something like that. And the like the magicians, when they use engineering or whatever, they, you know, that ship has like little mechanisms inside to make the cannon go with a light. As soon as it pops out, a light beams up that looks like it, you know, like it's firing something, and then it'll just have like a pressurized jet in the underneath the water just go and shoot up like it's a cannon hitting the water, and people's imaginations go, they link it all together as if it's reality. So and this goes into Disney and what they're really trying to do. These illustrators, they will take messages, they'll write like perverse things in cartoons or sexual subliminal messages on cartoon characters to pervert children at a very young age. And when that child gets perverted, their mind gets warped, and then they go out and experiment or whatever, and then they cause all kinds of weird sexual deviancy at a very young age. And it's all about normalizing pedophilia when they get older and all the weird stuff that we see nowadays. And again, this is Satan. It's not these. We're not literally wrestling against flesh and blood. This is Satan who's doing this.
Bambi, a movie known for creating beautiful, serene world with many childlike wonders to explore, but it's really mostly known for mother death. Because of the mental scarring many children receive from having blatant matricide, some of them may have overlooked how the skunk, Flower, when he gets his first kiss, swells with the power of love, then a large amount of blood, and becomes stiff as a board. How charming. 1977's The Rescuers. Probably the most famous of the hidden Disney sexual mishaps, for two glorious frames in the background of The Rescuers, there's a picture of a topless lady. The titillating frames were only discovered after the movie was released on VHS back in 1999, and sparked a massive recall by Disney. It's never been revealed exactly who put the picture into the animation cells, but whoever did must have been really, really bored. 1988's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. With a character as buxom and alluring as Jessica Rabbit, why would anybody feel the need to sneak anything into this? That being said, it's still all, well, covered up and hidden in innuendos. Except for this. After Jessica gets thrown from the cab at the end of a short chase, her dress flaps up, revealing that she is indeed
not wearing any pants.
This was only discovered after the home Laserdisc release in 1990. Red and oh, who the hell am I kidding? There's a jingle bone on the Little Mermaid VHS cover. While Disney insisted that this suggestive structure was only included in the cover due to time constraints on the artist, and was not intended to be an undersea schlong, they still removed the offending edifice from the poster. But how can you blame the artists? It's not like they expected someone to start staring vacantly at their box art until things started looking like Dawn.
And so that's what Disney, what they'll do is they just, okay, we went and saw Boss Baby, and we thought it was just going to be harmless. We were just trying to get away, you know what I mean? Knowing that we know the movies are filthy, and we're going to, you know, but sometimes there's actually good movies that come out of there, very rarely. And Boss Baby was made by perverts. Total perverts. Anybody that has a right mind will go in there and go, wow, this is a sick film. And it's all about children and anyway, parents. And we were sitting there, and right in front of us, there was like, what, 5, 6, 7 little girls or something like that, teenage girls. And the parents, you know, as they're showing these weird scenes of children and whatnot, the kids are laughing because, you know, kids laugh at boogers and farts and stuff, whatever. And so, like, you know, that they hide these things with those that type of crude humor. And so the kids are laughing and even going ew in certain scenes, and a parent or anybody that's old enough to see what's going on is like going, what the heck, what are they showing us right now? And it's becoming more blatant and more obvious. Look at Beauty and the Beast. Where's my mouse? Oop. Beauty and the Beast, if I could find it, here we go. Whoa, what happened? Oh, it shut down. But go to Beauty and the Beast, Satanism for Children, that is that's in the documentaries. I show you the guy who actually produced Beauty and the Beast, the director, is a hardcore pervert. Hardcore pervert. Go watch Beauty and the Beast, Satanism for Children. Okay? Yeah, reopen. Okay, we're going to get into this next video here, and it's going to go back into the movie, Matt. Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is all about, I know that people go, oh, I know that people think like Lord of the Rings has this Christian theme, you know, the Eye of Magog or whatever, and it's evil, and all the little demon trolls are going up against the wizards and the hobbits and this, that, and the other. And they think that it's totally juvenile, and it's all paganism. Look at George Lucas, The Last Jedi that we just did. They believe that they can take the Christian Bible, because they believe in the Bible. They believe that God's real, okay? But they believe in a perverted Luciferian God. Like Prometheus took knowledge down and gave it to man so that they can be enlightened. Genesis 3:5. And so they'll take the Bible and they'll take the different themes of the Bible and they'll interlace Gnostic propaganda. And anyway, that's what Lord of the Rings is.
Lord of the Rings has lots of different kinds of people. Elven people, dwarven people, tree people, half-size people, even people. There's like a million pages of background explaining this world that goes much deeper than the books or the movies, but if you don't want to read it all, here's a 4-minute summary, starting with wizards. It's easy to mistake the wizards as humans trained in magic, like elsewhere, but in the Lord of the Rings, wizards are low-ish level angels. They're called Istari, get ready for lots of names in this video, and there are 5 of them: Saruman the White, Gandalf the Grey, Radagast the Brown, and the 2 blue wizards. Their power comes mostly from being supernatural and not so much from book learning. They're sent by who, we'll get to that in a second, to help the people of the world stand against evil, not wildly successfully either. Saruman, the leader of the 5 with a mind of metal and wheels, gets corrupted, Radagast gets distracted by all the pretty nature, the blue wizards just kind of fade into the east, possibly starting cults of magic, and it's only Gandalf that stays true to the quest. Now, where there's angels, there's a god, and in this universe, that's Eru Iluvatar. In the beginning, there was not but Eru and the infinite timeless nothing, which is rather boring, so he created lots of angels to keep him company. Iluvatar's angels are called the Ainur and are divided into 2 groups: the Valar, guardians of the world, of which there are 14 or 15 depending on who you want to count, and their servants the Maiar. So the wizards are the Istari, a subset of the Maiar, which serve the Valar, all created by Iluvatar. Iluvatar and all his angels sang together to make the world.
Did you get that? Iluvatar? The Illuminati? And then they use even the music, the musician, how the Iluvatar, Satan, Lucifer sang, because he was part of the choir of worship in heaven, sang and created the world. Okay, look at Alien Covenant. We're going to be putting that out. You know, the Alien movies are hardcore. Oh man, there's so much to talk about. I don't want to keep going in a circular dialogue, but it's. Just watch the rest of the documentaries, guys. Just watch them. You'll see. You'll know what I'm talking about. It'll start clicking. People are waking up. They are. And so that's what the Lord of the Rings is about. It's all about magic, you know. Now, I'm going to show you a clip where it ties back into the magicians, where they believe in fairies, and how the fairies and demons, they call them daemons, the Greek text, and how magicians believe and they think that they're so smart. They think that their imagination can just, they can know God by their imagination. And it's like, you guys, you're making yourself look like an idiot. But here's the thing: people love to be entertained, and so they fall into the trap. So let's look at this little picture of this. Here we go. Right here. 1901 was filming what we knew best, a magician performing tricks on stage. Here in the something about a butterfly. A woman is wrapped in a cocoon and emerges as a butterfly. Yep, I know. They if you go back into the Shack, like if anybody saw the Shack movie, how many instances where there were like butterflies? It was all about magic. It was all about the Kabbalah and the magic tree and this, that, and the other. If you watch the Shack documentary, the 90-minute version that we have on sale for $12 online, okay, if I can find it, I talk about this. I talk about these pagans. When the little girl, after they find the little girl's dress in the movie The Shack, they stick her dress and they found her body, and they put her body in a coffin that's full of soil and flowers, and then they put the coffin, they put the casket on, the top of the casket on, and it's like full of butterflies. You know, I mean, so the butterfly, the what's it called? what's that something prophecy? The Mothman prophecies, the butterfly, Mothman, fairies. It all goes into, you know, it all goes into what they call this concept in the Celtic religion, which was hardcore pagan. It's all demons. Plato and Socrates believed in this stuff. Socrates literally believed that he had a demon that he was talking to, and that's what gave him the knowledge. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go back into the articles here. These are just a few quotes from magicians. I knew, of course, that trees and plants had roots, stems, bark, branches, and foliage that reach up toward the light, but I was coming to realize that the real magician was light itself. That's Lucifer, his demons. One of my rules is never explain. A writer is a lot like a magician. If you explain how the trick works, then a lot of the magic turns mundane. The magician and the politician have much in common. They both have to draw our attention away from what they're really doing. I just made that reference about a politician. They lie. These actors, they create an act and they just lie. I remember in the circus learning that the clown was the prince, the high prince. I always thought that the high prince was the lion or the magician, but the clown is the most important. See, it's all about fooling you. Love is the magician that pulls man out of his own hat. When the audience enjoys your performance, you feel like a magician who is doing magic. It's a great feeling. I beg you, I know magician. I can't just have a magic wand. It's all play on words. Just try to fool you up. Hey, I fool the camera. I'm a liar. I'm a magician. Janice Dickinson. Hey, I fool the camera. I'm a liar. I'm a magician. The Dictionary of Mythology. Ooh, the ice cream truck is here. I can hear it. This is what they've done. This is what these fables, these Gnostics, if you ever go, they always try to say that Jesus Christ is Horus or Jesus Christ was all these different fables, you know, that the fable of Jesus Christ and the Virgin Mary and the virgin birth was a fable taken from earlier sacred texts, that these Gnostics, you know. So, but actually it's not that at all. What would happen is that a lot of, like, first of all, let's just focus on Nimrod and Semiramis in the Tower of Babel. They actually took the Bible, the Old Testament, they would take writings from that where the prophets and, you know, Adam and Moses, they would actually take elements of that and they would instead of worshiping God, they wanted to worship themselves. So Semiramis, who is like kind of like an archetype of Jezebel, would take that and make fables, pagan fables like Zeus or whatever, and say that Nimrod was the god here on earth and that she was a goddess and that they both were one and the same. And so what the Egyptians did and all that, they would take the prophecies because it was like, man, this Bible is amazing. Who are these prophets? You know, who's this? What is this prophecy about the Messiah being born by a virgin? What is that? So they would take that and they would flip it. This is what Satan did. He would take it, he would flip it so that man would be worshipped. And that it would totally lead people astray from the Lord Jesus Christ. Here we go. No, that's okay. Thank you. Here's the problem with sophists. Sophists, magicians, okay? Storytellers, the philosopher's book. The sophists and storytellers are one and the same. Okay, the sophists were people that were like public speakers that wanted to teach people how to become more moral or how. What's that? I'll give you an article here. Actually, let's just pull it up. What is it? Oh, here we go. Nah, I don't really know what that video is about. I don't want to play it because I don't know how weird the guy is or whatever. But you just look at it like The Secret. They had a book called The Secret, and it was like, whatever you put your mind to, whatever you want, you'll get a mansion, a car, whatever. And these televangelists, you know, they're pimping out the Lord, is what they say. I mean, it's terrible to say that, but to make a bunch of money, and they'll tell you, give me your money, and when you give me your money, just like the Roman Catholics, you might have 300 years in purgatory, but you can shave that off by buying this little medallion. It'll shave off 50 years of hell for you. I know, because I can, you know. And so sophists, just give you a quick effort. The sophists were deeply polarizing figures in that day. Many were clearly brilliant men. Some made important contributions to grammar, rhetoric, dialect, and other dialectic, and other fields. Unquestionably, they filled an important need, teaching people how to make an effective speech when speech-making was the path to public success. At the time, many Greeks regarded the sophists as money-grubbing charlatans and threats to traditional morality and religion. Homer, George Lucas talks about Homer and how that these storytellers, these sophists, they would go from town to town to town, and this is how they made their living, by creating fables and stories, and people would kick them out of the town because it was like, you're destroying our children's minds. Stop it. So when you see these movie clips or whatever where they have a set status, they have a set and they do like puppeteer stuff where it's like a story. Okay, that's what they would do. They would memorize stories. They go town to town. They would tell the story, and then make a bunch of money and just keep going from town to town. So this is how movies, storytellers, this is how they ruin your mind. This is how your brain is so delicate. It really is. Your brain is very delicate. And what they'll do is, I've said this many times, they'll put you in a cathartic state of mind, and whatever that emotional high that you're in or whatever, your soul soaks up the messages, and you end up becoming that type of personality, or whatever that they want you to, whatever messages they're trying to convey, you'll take it into your psyche and it'll become part of you. And it's all to lead you away from Jesus Christ. This is from Esquire. Why we can turn to film for catharsis and relief. The escape provided by art can be of the mindless sort, literally an escape from thinking away to take a break. Occasionally, though, the art we consume asks us to reckon quietly, directly with the events of our lives. I saw the film. So basically, it says it right there in a nutshell. Whatever you see in the videos, whatever messages, like the sophists and Homer and whatnot, when they would go tell storytelling, you would reflect on those messages that they put out and take that in and reflect it on your own life, and the end result it would mold you. Instead of looking at the Bible and going, what do I do here in the Bible? It's looking at fiction and saying, okay, what will fiction do for me? It's crazy. And I was a part of that. I was raised in a way that, let this stuff into my life. So that's why I'm warning you people. I'm warning you because I know how it works. And you know too. You know deep down inside. Six shocking ways TV rewires your brain. It changes you, even if you're too young to know what you're watching. It's easy to assume that impressionable children can be infected by TV shows, but what about toddlers? It starts at a very young age. Scientists tracked more than 1,000 29-year-old month babies in television habits, and the effects of excess TV were downright startling, even after researchers accounted for all the other factors that would explain differences in behavior. TV lowers your attention span. That's why all these people, like, they'll go on YouTube, or they'll put in a DVD and they'll watch somebody, and like it's an act, right? They'll think that Robert De Niro is literally I haven't seen Robert De Niro. He's played, like, he thinks he's a tough guy. Like, what do you think, what do you have to say about that? He's like a gangster or whatever. And they think that that's Robert De Niro. And he actually pretends to be that way in real life, where I guess he called out Donald Trump and called him like you're terrible for the country. It doesn't matter. Look at Barbara Streisand. Look at Cher. Look at all these people that were upset about Donald Trump becoming president. You know what I mean? Because it was like shattering their worldview. It was shattering their little utopian worldview that the American people were tired of fake individuals. They were tired of fake politicians. They just wanted somebody to just speak the truth. It doesn't matter, even if it was harsh. Just be a real person. And so people, like with TV, that's why they have no attention spans. That's why politicians are easy to lie to you, because people don't remember things because their minds have been ruined. An Iowa State University study found that students who stare at a screen for more than 2 hours per day are twice as likely to be diagnosed with attention problems. It alters your dreams. Oh man, I can't even begin to tell you, like, Falling Skies. My wife and I stayed up like 3 days because ministry work is hard. You know what I mean? And somebody that continue doing that, You know, that's why did Jesus Christ get away? You know what I mean? And we're not perfect people, okay? But we had to get away, especially with all the stuff that what we're doing. And we watched Falling Skies because we were going to break it down. I'm going to make a documentary on this. We're going to break down Falling Skies. That's why we were watching it. And man, I'm telling you what, I had dreams. I had dreams of falling skies. I had dreams of a post-apocalyptic world and fighting aliens. And I remember waking up and telling my wife, okay, no, I had dreams about this, you know. And other instances where it's like we just stopped watching it. You know what I mean? And people don't realize they take themselves to the... because I know these things, I can take myself to the brink and look over and go, man, that's ugly. I got to tell people about this. But then I pull myself back real quick. Fairies. This goes back to what I was telling you about with about the magicians. It ties back into the fairies. See this? The butterfly? Okay, well, fairies come from an old French word fairy. Okay, the fairies are supernatural beings that can be described by the Greek word daemon, which means spirit. Don't we call them demons in our vernacular? In fact, in the Bible, it's not. In fact, in the Bible, there is no such thing as demons. It's devils. The enemy. In our vernacular, in the Bible, they're called devils, the enemies, all bunch of enemies. And so, but we call them demons because it's just something that's been handed down, you know, through literature, fairies and stuff like that. But demons, aka devils, you know, they've been around for a long time. Let me go back. My wife said that it didn't show the angel. Oh, hold on, people. Let me. Here, I'll show you here, real quick. Let's see there. So, right there. Butterfly. You know, magic tricks. So they were called demons. They are not a divinity or god or goddesses in the usual sense of the word, and yet they are mere mortal. They are not mere mortal. Often it is easier to classify them as a minor divinity. However, if we look at the idea of fairies, then you will find that they've been around a lot longer than everyone expects. Perhaps the earliest of the fairies can be found loosely in the mythical beings in Greek mythology, such as nymphs, satyrs, or Saleri. The nymphs from ancient Greek myths can be considered as fairies as they existed as early as the time of Homer. I just got done talking to him, writing the Iliad and the Odyssey. Even the river gods in Greek myths can be classified as fairies. These are spirits or minor deities of nature, of the natural phenomenon. Really? Here we go, Socrates. Socrates is, you know, during the golden age of philosophy. Why isn't this? Sorry, guys. This is all live to tape, so it's, you know, it's not... Sorry, people. This is all live to tape. I just put this together in a couple hours and just film it and be done with it. And so Socrates, in the golden age of philosophy, there was Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Socrates was the one that started all the philosophical schools, and he actually says he had a demon that gave him all the knowledge. And anyway, so there's Socrates, and then Socrates taught Plato, and Plato was, you know, the mentor. Socrates was Plato's mentor, and then there was Aristotle, and Plato was Aristotle's mentor. And so all those three were all in one, and they believed little altercations here and there as to, you know, what the metaphysical world was. But Socrates said that he believed that he had a demon inside of him that was telling him how to, all the knowledge he was garnering, aka fables that he was getting people to believe in. Though Socrates believed that his daemon, fairy, was a gift from the gods which made him unique, future scholars speculated it was merely Socrates' voice of conscience or prudence, because they have to hide their tracks, right? Not something of supernatural origins, but a voice from within which we all possess. Over time, the word demon has been developed to mean an attendant power or spirit. And that's why I opened up this video with I left my marker. No, but basically, I go back, try the spirits and find out if they're of God, because there's so many. This stuff is real. The supernatural world is real, and people get fooled all the time. And they get lied to all the time by magicians, by actors, you name it. Manly P. Hall, okay? Manly P. Hall was a 33rd degree Freemason, and he believed in magic and sorcery. He's a Freemason, okay? This was an excerpt from the great alchemical work of 1928, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, an encyclopedia outline of Masonic, Hermetic, Kabbalistic, and Rosicrucian symbolic philosophy, 1980 by Manly P. Hall. Magician invoking elements. The magician, having drawn his circle, is here shown into invoking the various elemental beings who are emerging from their respective haunts. From the earth of its feet come from the gnomes, from the water of the undines, from the fire of the salamanders, and from the air the winged sylphs, aka demons, aka fairies. In like fashion, we observe the modern magicians employing their holy scientific protocols to invoke the little gray space aliens, elemental of our day, languishing in the terminal errata of their absurdly inappropriate culture-bound myths. Okay, this is Manly P. Hall, a Freemason, 33rd degree. They believe in ceremonial magic and sorcery. Now, they say this, okay, and I believe it, that when they're getting done making producing music, artists and the producers, they'll pray over certain types of music to invoke spirits in those musics and that music. Now, does it go that far? I don't know, but I will tell you this. I do know this. Eminem and Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park. I'm not sure about Linkin Park too much, but I'm pretty sure to some degree. Okay. And all these musicians, they will have daemons, like what Socrates said. They have different personalities. They have devils inside of them that tell them what to do, how to do things. Look at Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga admits that she has a demon. Beyonce Knowles. Is Beyonce Knowles the lady from? I think it's Beyonce Knowles. She's married to Jay-Z. She admits she got on camera and was crying and was like, I can't believe you guys have been so kind to me. My spirit, Sophie, I just thank her. Watch her videos. What's that? Nicki Minaj says that her demon is Rome. I went back and showed you the magician that says that his demon was whatever his name is. So I know that they have demons inside them, and the producers are kind of like pulling the strings in the background, making sure that they'll behave and do the right thing and pervert minds, and they'll hide little demonic symbolisms on stage, on the floors, on their flooring. Just look at it. It's everywhere. Okay, now I'm not saying that the Illuminati is everywhere. I'm not saying that when you look at a camera that's being sold by Canon, that the little triangle, the EOS, the O's in the shape of the eye of the Illuminati. I'm not saying it doesn't go that far. Okay, people take it really far sometimes, like really far. But I'm saying keep your eyes open. Now we're gonna stop it here. This short second part, and actually I might just mix them. I just might merge them both together in Adobe Premiere. But The Coming Religious Reich. Okay, this is by Brandon House. Our brother in the Lord, Steve, sent this to us. He sent us a bunch of stuff. I got tons of research I need to do. But this is our supporter. These are supporters. You don't have to send money to us. Okay? You don't have to send donations to us. You don't even have to buy our DVDs. But you can support us by giving us information and saying, hey, brother, your doctrine is not sound in this area or whatever. I'm not so prideful that I know everything, So you can send us books. You can send us DVDs. Okay? You can call me and talk to me. 520-510-3982. There's all kinds of ways you can support us. Praying, you know what I mean? Financially, yeah, it would be great. But, Paul went and made tents. He didn't rely on everybody feeding him at all times while he went city to city. Yeah, it was great. You should do that. You should help out men that are trying to do the righteous thing, godly thing. But anyway, my point is that he sent us this book. Okay, 16 reasons why world religions can merge. Rome calling to charismatics. Who are the charismatics in the church movement? People that, like Benny Hinn. Benny Hinn, people that are in this cathartic state of mind that are being fooled by magicians, right? Oh, my leg, I busted my leg this so long ago. And they go like, okay, fine. Do you believe? Yeah, I believe. Do you believe? And they're probably thinking like, believe in what? What are you talking about? Do you believe? Yeah, I believe. And then people get up and they're like, yes. And then they're running around. And then like the next day they're like, why did I do that? My leg hurts so bad. I just broke it. And why did I do that? Because I had an adrenaline rush. So you got these type of charismatic people, okay, and Rome calling to charismatics. This is what Pope Benedict said. Okay, during his speech, Palmer presented his iPhone message from Pope Francis. This is what Pope Francis says. In a text email of a phone message, Pope Benedict said that all the charismatic leaders, you charismatics, you are the hope of the church. So there was that. The ecumenical road to Babylon, meaning the emergence of all these fake Christians, okay, these false converts, all these people that are teaching you about pagan Jesus, okay? The ecumenical road to Babylon, all these, it's all just a one world religion. All reject the biblical atonement of Jesus Christ. Word of faith consists of people like Kenneth Copeland, Jesse Duplantis, Benny Hinn, and New Apostolic Reformation folks include Cindy Jacobs, yada, yada, yada. You know these people. According to the Catholic Encyclopedia, the Church of Rome says this about atonement. If one man saith that the Mass is only a sacrifice of praise and thanksgiving, but not a proprietary sacrifice, or that it profits only the recipient, and that it not ought to be offered to the living and the dead for sins, punishments, sanctifications, and other necessities, let him be an anathema. That's not good. Just look at the Roman Catholics, what they believe. It's insane. I could go on and on. They deny the Jesus of the Bible. Look at the shack. They deny the Jesus of the Bible. He even admits in his own book that he denies the Jesus of the Bible. The non-Jesus of Benny Hinn shows up in his teaching that when Jesus was on the earth, the Bible says that first he disrobed himself from the divine form. He, the limitless God, became man, that we men may become as he is. That you could become godlike? Who's teaching that? Who's teaching that nowadays? Think about that. The new creation is created after God in righteousness and true holiness. The new man is after God-like God. God-like, complete in Christ Jesus. The new creature is just like God. They're teaching you that you can become God. I'm going to stop there. Genesis 3:5. Okay? This is the verse that I always go to teach people, like, it's all right here. It's all right here. So Satan lied to Eve, made her kill herself, her and Adam. Made them kill themselves when actually they had the whole entire world and life to do, everlasting life, to do what they wanted in a perfect design. He made them kill themselves spiritually, and then he promises them life through transhumanism. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Let me break that verse down for you. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, lying to them, lying to Eve, to go ahead and eat of the tree of the fruit of knowledge of good and evil. Go ahead, eat. God's lying to you. Then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods. I'll give you all this technology. I'll show you how to make the technology. I'll show you how to merge with machines. I'll show you the matrix. Ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. How much Gnostic propaganda is out there? How many people are teaching truths? They're teaching truths about the Bible, and they do a pretty good job of it, but they just twist their theology just a little bit to fool you guys, to lead you to hell. Okay? The movies are a serious thing. It's destroying people's minds. Wake up. Get to know the Lord Jesus Christ, the real Lord Jesus Christ in the Bible. Okay? Put down your stuff, get in the Bible, read about God, learn about him, get closer to him, pray to him, learn the truth. Okay? You're not going to be able to sit there. Some people might, okay? Some people do this. I did this at a young age. Some people will pray to God and God will turn them around like that because they're so just broken, or they're just wanting to know the truth. Okay? They want to have faith like a child. And some people can say a prayer and be turned like that. Some people, they say the prayer and they think that they're totally saved, and they go out and they can still commit sins. And they're called reprobates. They're called false converts. Okay? The only way you're going to know Jesus Christ is with a heavy heart, a burden to know the truth, and you ask Jesus Christ. I implore you, if you're not a believer and you think that I'm insane, or you're trying to figure out, man, he's saying some truth here, but I don't know, this is kind of creepy. I pray to Jesus Christ and say, Jesus Christ, I want to know you. Please let me get to know you. Please show me the truth. Please, God, I want to know the truth. And believe me, God will show you the truth. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. John 8:32, ye shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free.